Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be reacting to the best UFC prediction channels of 2024. So again, the best UFC prediction channels of 2024. You're predicting Bellator, PFL, Risen, and you're getting 100%. That's a different thing. But this channel is purely about predicting, tracking UFC prediction channels. Not nothing else. Just purely UFC prediction channel, not Contender Series, nothing else. But yeah, this is a good channel. As far as I've known, they've been around really just this year. They just came around this year. Could have been around longer, but as far as I know, and as far as I know that they've been tracking me, it's been this year. It just has been this year, and they seem to be tracking the best channels on YouTube, UFC prediction channels on YouTube and whatnot. So they're doing good work. Give them a follow. And also, stay tuned. And you can see where I fell at for the year of 2024. So, like, where I fell at amongst my peers for 2024. And, yeah, as far as tracking the predictions, I think they just have tracked, like, roughly half, if not a little more than half, of the predictions. They didn't track the whole year. Just a little bit, roughly half the year, I would say. Roughly half the year. But
welcome to the UFC Predictions Tracker End of the Year Results video. In this video, we are breaking down the top performing prediction channels of the year. Who got the most and least
make sure my mic is
correct picks, who made or lost the most money, and which channels had the longest winning and losing streaks. Plus, we will reveal who had the best and worst return of investment percentages for a single event.
This channel gets into everything. Money won, money lost. Well, as far as just based off the bet, they don't be behind the scenes like, what are you doing in your Discord? What are you doing on your bet online? Or what are you doing on your this? What are you doing that? Just as far as based on your prediction, not your high confident, your lot confident, but based on this your general picks, like no division. And they said it in another video, like he doesn't separate high confidence from low confidence and lock from this and that. This all your picks, and also a good thing about as well, like how many dogs are you hitting? Like that's going to affect your return on income and stuff. So solid channel
this year. But first, we're going to dive into the total numbers for this year and then compare the at number 10.
So now let's look at the least correct picks. And I know some of the people you're going to see on here are going to surprise y'all, or maybe not surprise y'all, but let's see which of the channels out of over 100 plus channels, over 120 plus channels that predict UFC fights, who got the lowest out of 2024?
For least correct picks for 2024 is The Weasel.
The Weasel.
He made 100.
And just like a weasel, very low. 58.7%. Sheesh. One of the bigger channels on YouTube among the UFC prediction channels, UFC content creators, and is at the very bottom of the list.
72 predictions and 101 were correct for 58.7%. At number 9, we have Lightning MMA with 52 correct out of 89 for a correct pick percentage of 58.43%. At number 8, we have Cody from the Dogger Pass podcast with 146 correct predictions out of his 250 for 58.4%. And in 7th place for least correct picks, we have his co-host, Paul from the Dogger Pass podcast. He had 121 correct predictions out of his 209 for a 57.9 correct pick percentage. In 6th place, we have Drywall. They made a total of 160 predictions and 92 were correct for a correct pick percentage of 57.5%. Opening the top 5, we have Manny Moicano. He made 77 predictions and 43 of them were.
Moicano's among the worst, but hey, he's been doing well for himself in the cage though. So his predictions and bets might not be good, but hey, he's winning.
Correct for a correct pick percentage of 55.8%. In 4th place, we have the Finch Jets with 86 out of 157 correct predictions for a correct pick percentage of 54.8%. In third place for least correct picks this year, we have Sean from the Running Mouth MMA show. He made 82 correct predictions out of 154 for a 53.2% correct pick percentage. And in second place this year, we have Based Gotti. She had 43 out of 85 predictions correct for a 50.6% correct pick percentage. And at number 1 for the least correct picks this year, we have Kamaru Usman.
Pound for pound, worst predictor. So the Weasel was the 10th worst. Kamaru Usman is the worst. The worst. 31 of 69, 44.9%. So yeah, he got to clean that up, or maybe just stop predicting fights in general. Like, color commentate in your future, maybe, and do some interviews. But predicting fights, you need some work on that. Maybe I can help you with that, Kamaru Usman. Like, you need some help with predicting fights, I can help you get a better formula, because I don't know what's going on with you. You just bias or just don't do no type of studying on these fighters, and you just throw out picks. But yeah, you need some work, and I can help you with that. I can definitely help you with that, because that's terrible. No reason that one of the greatest fighters of all time can't predict fights at all to save his life.
He made a total of 69 picks, and out of those 69, only 31 were Rich. Right. 24, we have now, Richard Piics. He had 52 out of 75 picks.
The 10th most correct picks are out of I guess out of 120 plus channels is Richard Piics. 52 of 75 for 69.3% accuracy. Yeah, never heard of this guy either. Must be a new guy. Or it could be, I feel like some of these people don't have channels. I feel like they just like saw the YouTube channel, UFC Prediction Tracker, and they just send in their picks. Like, they don't even have a channel. Because I definitely look back and look at some other channels, and like, they didn't really even have clear picks on their channel. So they must just, I have a YouTube channel, but I don't actually predict on my YouTube channel. Cause I see people have like betting channels. They say, oh, this is a good bet. That's a good bet. But you don't see actual picks on their channels. But they'll probably go directly to UFC Prediction Tracker, and then they'll send their picks via email. But they themselves on the actual page aren't. So I think that's another thing. I feel like you should not really be included in here if you aren't actually putting your picks out there on the YouTube. Like, yes, cool and all if you have picks, but if you're gonna do that, actually have a channel where you actually predict. Don't just be like submitting picks on the, the DL. Like, be out there in public, But that's number 10 out of the top 10.
Correct for 69.3%. At number 9 is King of Crackdown 5095. He had 132 predictions correct out of 190 for a 6.
So who is that handsome guy right there? Look at that cool logo right there. Number 9 out of the top 10 with a 69.5% correct percentage. And you see, like, out of 190, I know I predicted like over 300 fights. But again, it's like half the year. At least for me, I didn't come in early. I didn't get into it early. I got late. But either way, my percentage has always been consistent. I think my overall percentage for the whole year is with like 68 over over 300 plus fights predicting. Not, just picking my high confidence and my low confidence, my overall, just every single pick. Because again, I see like Richard Piics. I feel like Richard Piics is a guy who he just submits the picks he's confident in. 52 out of 75. That just definitely seems like somebody who just picks that they are. And you're gonna see some more people above me, like at least 2 more that I feel like they just pick the picks that they feel confident. They didn't just pick overall. They just pick. Because I definitely seen other people like they will literally say, "Oh, I don't pick female fights. I don't pick this fight. I don't pick that fight." So they clearly aren't picking every single fight. They're picking fights that they, confident. If I pick fights that I just confident in or high confident in, high or lock in, I would have like a 90%. Or high with like 88 or 89% if I just did picks I was fully confident. But this is all of my picks. And again, for the whole year, my percentage isn't too far from 69.5. For the whole year, I was about 2 picks from being 69%. So I was like 68.45 for the whole year. Over, again, 300 plus fights. So if one thing is for sure with me, I am always going to be consistent every year. So I've been consistent. Number 9, 10. And another thing to say before I move on and get the rest of the correct people or people above me. But yeah, one more thing is, there ain't no low key with me being one of the best predictors every single year. And every now and then a channel like this will appear. And I think this is the best one thus far to, look the cleanest, give the most accurate, and don't add extra BS into it. Just flat up, did you get it right or did you get it wrong? What's your correct percentage? Like for the most part, this is the most clean channel. I think they could do a better job of cleaning up a bit, because again, it shouldn't be nobody that's coming here and picking picks they want to pick. It should be out like you're literally picking every pick, not just like, oh, I'm gonna pick this pick and not pick that pick. If you're going to nitpick, you should not be on this list. Like, you're going to nitpick, you should not be on this list. That's one thing that could be changed up. But again, great work they're doing here. And I think you guys should send this channel a subscribe. Hit that subscribe button for this channel. This is a great channel, and I know they're going to grow regardless of any shout out. But, yeah. But yeah, it's definitely not low key that I'm good. I'm one of the best channels on here. And one of the best predictors, period. So, it ain't no low key about it. I know it could be like humble brag, like, I'm okay. I know I'm good. There's no need to say low key. It's just about getting out there, sharing, and letting the world know. He's one of the best predictors, hands down, has been ever since he's been on the app, on the YouTube. So, but yeah, back to the other thing. So, ain't no low key about it. I am one of the best, and I have been ever since I stepped foot on this app.
69.5% correct pick percentage. In 8th place this year, we have Once Upon a Slugfest. He had 207.
And yeah, I checked out his channel, and I don't really dig too deep into his channel, but I guess that's a story for another day. Or I can make a whole nother video about that where I review his channel. And it's not even on some like insult type of thing. Like, I'm gonna go, oh, his channel is this, his channel is that. It's not even on that. I just feel like he does got more subscribers than me. I think he got like 13.5 subscribers. With 13.5K, I got like 6.9, close to 7K. So he nearly got me. Matter of fact, he does got me. He's more than double me in subscribers. But yeah, I just overall when I look at the channel, I couldn't really find his picks. It wasn't the cleanest put together. I don't know. I think he kind of fall in a category where I was like, do you really predict picks on your channel, or is like you just kind of physically just submitting them to the email? Like, do you really predict stuff? I know you bet stuff and you give good analysis on this and that, but do you like actually predict? I don't know. But I'll give a deeper dive in there, maybe give a channel review. But again, not on some hate or nothing like that. If you got better this or better that, or more subscribers or anything like that, good for you. And best of luck.
7 out of 296 predictions correct for a 6.
And I'm probably talking like a mile a minute. And hopefully it's not coming across too fast. And I know I'm talking. Yeah, you get the point.
69.9% correct pick percentage.
But as far as like prediction wise, like just off these numbers right here, that's a good channel. Like, that seems like a guy, I don't know the full ins and out, but 207, 296 picks, that's clearly like a guy picking everything. He's not just picking the fights that he just feels confident in. He's picking every fight. Yes, okay to like say, oh, this is my low comp, this is my average comp, this is my high, this is my lock. But when you used to say like, I'm not going to predict that because I'm not confident in that, at the end of the day, like, no, just predict the fight. Don't be all scary. Predict the fight. And about, it's not like you betting money, but you feel so scared that you're not to get a pick wrong that you're not gonna predict them. That's the when issue comes in. And if you're like that, you should not be on the list. But again, his percentage, like the number of picks that he did pick based off what's on here, that just shows me a guy that is actually picking picks and not nitpicking. So again, that's a good up. That's a good on him. He's doing it right.
At number 7, we have R. Parks. He had 103 out of 147 picks correct for a 70.1.
Never seen this guy. I think I've seen him, kind of. Yeah, I've seen him a little bit. And definitely through this show right here, this channel right here, I definitely checked him out a little bit more. But yeah, this guy has been having solid picks. I think he kind of fumbled at the end of the year on the last card. But for the most part, throughout the year, he's been killing it. So yeah, the guy's been killing it out throughout the year, R. Parks.
1% correct pick percentage. In 6th place, we have Coach from Premium Picks.
But I do think they did say that he doesn't fully predict every single fight. Like, I feel like they say he kind of nitpicks at times too. But again, I'm just reading through the comments. I haven't really looked too much at his channel, like all through his channel, but like kind of here and there. And I've heard things through like just looking at the comments and even his comment section that sometimes he doesn't predict every single fight on his channel. And yeah. Again, if that's what you're doing, it's like that could, in my opinion, be cause to not be on here if this was my channel, which is not. But again, like, you're not gonna predict all the fights. That is going to be an issue. Because if you're going for your prediction channel, you should, especially UFC in particular, the premier league of MMA, you should predict every single fight. I'm not talking about no contender series, no Ultimate Fighter, nothing like that, no road to UFC. But official UFC fights, I feel like you should predict all of those. Betting on them, that's a whole different story. But predicting them, yeah, you should predict every single one.
He made 170 picks.
Or at least like 95% or 98%. But nonetheless, the guy's been killing it. He has had some good picks. But again, if that is the case that he is doing that a little bit, that is something he should clean up a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
And out of those, 121 were correct for a correct pick percentage of 71.2%. Opening the top 5, we have the MMA Fortune Teller. He made 200.
Fortune Teller has been around for a long time. He's been killing it. Like, the guy's been killing it. You know, the funny thing is, I thought, for some reason, like, when I started hearing people, like, talk about the MMA guru a whole lot, I kept thinking it was him. I kept thinking, like, they were talking about him. Like, down nowhere, it's this bearded, chubby guy. I never heard of this guy. Like, MMA guru just appeared out of nowhere. As far as my perspective, he just appeared out of nowhere. Had a big YouTube channel and a big following. Because, like, he didn't exist almost. Out of nowhere, boom, he's there. I guess he got the right blow up, the right attention, and he was big. But I feel like me and Fortune Teller have been around longer than Guru, or at least been relevant longer than Guru. But Guru exploded. But yeah, MMA Fortune Teller has been around for a long time. He's been giving good picks since the jump, quality content. So to see him at top 5 is no shocker at all. You know, he's been consistent. Like, I've been consistently good the whole time. He's been consistently good the whole time. So, and also, he don't cut no corners and not pick no fights. So this is a guy that I know predicts every single fight in the UFC. He don't just go around, again, nitpicking, cookie cutting. He goes out there and predicts everything. So definitely someone that deserves to be on the list, and definitely someone, again, the results speak for itself. You know, this is not the whole year, but nonetheless, I think that's roughly where his percentage is at, better or worse, roughly around that point. The guy's been killing it, again, year after year.
85 predictions, and out of those, 204 were correct for a correct pick percentage of 71.6%. In 4th place is A-Train, also from Premium Picks.
And then this one right here, I feel like A-Train should not be on the list. Like, no insult to him, but hey, if he want beef, we gotta have beef. But it ain't about beef. But 60 picks, unless he just got in late. Yeah, unless he just got in late. That's a different story. But even then, if you get in this late, where all these other people got 100 plus, 200 plus picks, and you just got 60, I feel like you should be excluded from the year-end list. Like, maybe as far as percentage, you should be on a percentage list. But you're talking about correct picks and at the year-end totals and this and that. Yeah. So it seemed like he got in late, or he just picked the picks that he was confident in. And that's where the issue comes in. But again, this is not my channel, but I feel like if you're going to run this type of channel, I feel like you should kind of hold people accountable. It's like, yes, you got in a little too late. Catch me in 2026, or catch me in 2025, or you're not predicting every single pick. I mean, you're not predicting everything. Nah, if you're going to be in this thing, you got to predict every single fight in the UFC. You can't just be out here nitpicking, because other people out here, they're predicting everything. So you're trying to get a pretty percentage or look pretty, look cute, and is trying to have a flex a high percentage. Do that with your bets. But as far as prediction, predict everything. But again, it's either he got in late or he's just predicting the ones he's confident in. And both of those things are issues.
I've tracked a total of 60 picks from him, and 43 of them were correct for a correct pick percentage of 71.7%. In 3rd place, for most correct picks, we have Live It Larry MMA. 50 picks were correct out of his 68 for a correct pick percentage of 73.
Again, I feel like Live It Larry in the same thing. Like, he probably just either got in late and or just predicted the ones that he was fully confident in. Like, or I just predicted one, like, basically, like, say my YouTube channel. Like, let's just say as I said before, let me just say I just sent in the ones I was high confident or lot confident in. My percentage will be way higher. I went with like 86% on high confident picks, and I went 100% on lot confident picks. Like, my percentage will be way higher. So again, it's either like with A-Train, either he got in late, or he just predicted the ones in, or submitted the ones in that he was again, high confident in or lock confident in. But either way, again, it's the same issue. So in reality, if we did this like for real, Richard Piics would not be on here. A Train would not be on here. Larry would not be on here. So just take these two off. I'm at 9, 8, 7. I'll be at 7. So like, just based off that. But hey, I'll take my 9th spot. I'm more than happy with my 9th spot in
3.5%. And in second place for most correct picks of 2024, we have Uncle Weezy. He made 141.
Uncle Weezy been around. I don't know how exactly long Uncle Weezy been around, but I feel like he's been around at least 3-4 years. I'm gonna say at least 3. I'm not gonna say 4. At least 3 years. How long have I been around? I've been around a minute. I've probably been around like 7 years, 7, 8 years. But yeah, he's been around a good minute. Solid picks every year.
1 picks, and out of those, 104 were correct for a correct pick percentage of 73.76%. But the channel with the most correct picks of 2024 was none other than MMA Lewis. 144 out.
Solid pick percentage right there. I feel like MMA Lewis a newer guy, but clap to him for getting the most, with the highest percentage of the year, the most. Well, I'm not gonna. Well, I'd say most correct picks because you could say, oh, based on this, Once Upon a Slugfest had the most, but really going by percentage and stuff. So, and also it could be a little bit cleaner, like because it is confusing because it's not like everybody's getting in is not getting in at the same exact time, and this and that. But that's a solid pick percentage based on when he got in. And again, I feel like all the people up top, really everyone on this list for the most part, would roughly have the same percentage, slightly better, slightly worse. So I feel like he's going to be in the 70% range. He's going to be in the 30% range. He's going to be, well, I'm not going to say him because his picks the sample size of his picks too low. Sample size of his picks are too low. Premium picks is A Train is too low. Larry's sample size is too low. But excluding them, I would say, just about everyone else on the list, including Richard Piics, about everyone else on the list, I feel like their pick percentage roughly is the same. Because, when you get to this high level, your shooting percentage is pretty consistent throughout the year. Like, you don't get to this level without consistency. So, like, again, I've been consistent every single year. These other guys have been consistent every year. I know MMA Fortune Teller. Out of all the people on this list, I know MMA Fortune Teller the most. And I think that's the only one on here, this list I'm subscribed to. But yeah. And I know every year he's consistent. So, like, the people that at this level are consistent year after year, week after week. You're going to have these dips in the year. Everyone has their dips. But for the most part, you're going to get back and you're going to get to a similar average. And you're going to kind of maintain that average throughout the year. So, yeah. So, this and that. So, I feel like that they're, pretty sharp, all of them. So, I mean, they are sharp. They're the sharpest of the sharps as far as YouTube goes and as far as I know. So, I made it to the top 10. And again, I feel like I'm top 10 every year. Like, top 10, top 5 every year. And I'm definitely going to try to look to, go for that top spot next year. So if this channel is still running, I'm trying to go for that top spot next year. Not much more I can say on this video right here. I think I ran it up quite a bit. But what are y'all thoughts on these rankings? You think anything could be changed? Well, let me say, or what I said. I'm gonna ask you, do you agree with me? Do you agree with me that if you are, you get in too late, you should not really be included? I feel like I can see if you got in a little bit late and maybe somebody's already at 100, then by the end of the year, you get to like 150 and they're like maybe at 200, 250. But you get in the year, somebody's at like 300 picks and you're at like 50, 60, 70, you haven't touched 100. I feel like you shouldn't really be included with everybody. Maybe on a week by week, or like this week this guy did this week this guy did that. But at the end of the year, like, this guy couldn't really be included because he got in too late. I feel like that should be the thing. And also, you shouldn't be included, I feel, if you aren't predicting every single fight. You shouldn't be able to nitpick. So your nitpicking should not be included. You get in too late, you could be included, but you should not be included at the end of the year when people are, being, their percentages are being calculated and they have a larger body of work that, more wins, more losses versus you kind of got in maybe because, 68, 50 picks, really you could have, sometimes hot streaks last that long. And in the prediction game, again, from somebody like me who has been around in the game a long time, that's a not unusual to have a streak where like, oh, this span of 4 months, 3 months, or 50 picks or 60 picks, 70 picks, I was killing it. And then you have a span of weeks where you're with like 30 picks where you gotta hit like 50% or 60%. But the rest of the year, you might average like 69, 70, 72. Like I said, you have your highs and your dips, but you can literally have a peak over 60, 70 fights where you hitting like 80%. And I've had it plenty of years. I think even this year I had a percentage where I was hitting like 80% over the course of like 3 months or something like that. So you just kind of get in where, again, 60 picks, that could be just be your hot streak. Like you got in, good time, you had a hot streak. So I don't feel like that's necessarily a fair assessment to, you know, everyone else. But again, he doing good work there, you know. Again, support the channel. He does good work on that channel. And obviously he's only gonna get better. And he's already doing phenomenal quality. I know he's putting a lot of hours into what he's doing and a lot of effort, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that. And that's like no easy feat to do what he's doing with this channel. So again, follow the channel, like, comment, subscribe on the channel. Also like, comment, subscribe on my channel, you know, while you're here. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that nice spot. And again, always looking to do better, always gonna go up. And my percentage this year was phenomenal. Again, 69.5 on here, but overall, over the course of 300 plus fights, my percentage was 68.45. So I was 2 picks away from having 69% for the year. And if you know, 69% is a phenomenal year to have in the prediction game where you're predicting every single fight. And then again, on the high confident, like 86%. On averages, like 71%. And then on the high, I don't know why my camera glitching. That must mean it's time for me to go. It must mean it's time for me to go. But on the high, it was 85, and on lock 100%. But that's been the video. If you guys want to watch any more of the video, you know, you can just go to UFC Predictions Tracker. This is the most recent video, so tune in on there. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, let them know King of Crackdown sent you. And that's been the video. Peace out, y'all, and a happy new year.